Something interesting has been happening quietly, but now it's becoming impossible to ignore. And if you've been watching Morris Sam and Pearl Watts for a while, you've probably felt it too without even realizing it at first. It starts right after you finish one of their newer movies. You sit there for a second, replaying certain scenes in your head, not because of the storyline alone, but because of something deeper, something subtle, something you can't exactly explain. And then, almost without thinking, you go back, not to another new movie, but to an older one. At first it feels casual, just nostalgia, just vibes. But then something hits you hard, the way they look at each other in those older movies, it's not the same anymore. And that's where everything begins, because right now fans are not just watching Morris Sam and Pearl Watts, they are studying them, comparing scenes, rewatching moments, slowing things down, and asking one question that keeps getting louder every single day. When did their chemistry change? Because it did, and now everyone is starting to see it. In their earlier films, their connection was already strong. Nobody is denying that. The tension was there, the emotions were believable, the storytelling felt natural. That's what made people fall in love with them as a duo in the first place. But now it feels different. It's no longer just good acting. Feels like something that has grown. Something that has deepened over time. And the craziest part is that nobody can pinpoint the exact moment it happened. That's why fans are going back, movie after movie, scene after scene, trying to find the shift. Some say it started with that one emotional breakdown scene where neither of them said much, but everything was written on their faces. Others say it was in a quiet moment, a simple glance that lasted just a second longer than it should have. And then there are those who believe it wasn't one moment at all, but a slow evolution, a gradual build-up that happened right in front of everyone, but nobody fully noticed until now. Because here's the thing, when you rewatch their older movies today, you don't see them the same way anymore. What used to feel like acting now feels like the beginning of something. Every smile looks more intentional. Every touch feels more loaded. Every silence feels like it was saying more than the dialogue ever could. And suddenly, scenes that once felt simple now feel intense. That's what is driving this entire trend right now. People are not just consuming their content, they are reinterpreting it. Moments that were overlooked before are now becoming the main focus. Fans are pausing scenes, zooming in, reading meanings into eye contact, asking questions like, why did he look at her like that? Did you notice how she reacted before he even spoke? Was that part of the script? Or something else? And once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. That's why the rewatch culture around them is exploding. Because every new movie they release doesn't just stand on its own, it sends fans back in time. Back to where it all started, back to those early moments that now feel like clues. And the more people go back, the more they realize something even deeper. Their connection didn't just improve, it transformed. There's a level of comfort between them now that wasn't as obvious before. A kind of understanding that doesn't need words. You see it in the way they react to each other's energy, the way their timing matches perfectly, the way their emotions sync without effort. It's almost like they've reached a point where they don't need to act as much anymore, they just exist in the moment together. And that's rare. That's what separates good on-screen chemistry from something that feels real. Because real connection doesn't try too hard, it flows. It lingers. It stays with you even after the scene ends. And that's exactly what people are feeling right now. It's not just about watching them, it's about experiencing them. That's why fans are becoming more emotionally invested than ever before. Because it no longer feels like you're watching two actors play roles. It feels like you're witnessing something unfold, something that has history, something that has layers, something that has grown over time without making noise about it. And now that it's being noticed, it's hitting people all at once. That's why comments are changing too. Before, people would say things like, they act well together. Now it's different, now it's, there's something about them I can't explain. This feels too real. I went back to their old movies and now I'm confused. That look wasn't normal. That confusion, that curiosity, that emotional pull, that's what is driving the entire conversation right now. Because people don't just want to watch anymore. They want to understand, they want to figure out what changed, they want to know if what they're feeling is real or if it's just incredibly powerful acting. And honestly, that mystery is what's making everything even more intense, because there are no clear answers, no confirmations, no explanations, just moments, moments that feel heavier than they should, moments that stay in your head longer than expected, moments that make you go back and look again, and again, and again. Until you start noticing things you didn't see before. That's how this trend keeps growing. It feeds itself. One rewatch leads to another, one discovery leads to more questions, one moment leads to a deeper dive. And before you know it, you're not just a viewer anymore, you're part of the investigation. trying to piece together something that was never officially said, but somehow feels undeniable, and maybe that's the real reason why Morris Sam and Pearl Watts are dominating conversations right now. It's not just about their latest movie, it's not just about their performances, it's about the feeling they leave behind, a feeling that makes people go back, a feeling that makes people look closer, a feeling that refuses to fade, because at the end of the day, not every on-screen pair can do this. Not every duo can make people question what they're seeing, not every performance can create this level of curiosity. But somehow, they did, and now everyone is watching again. But this time, they're watching differently.